Well, hello and welcome. This is the WWW, the weekly wellness Wednesday, not the worldwide wrestling, but it's we do wrestle with a lot of health challenges and things that we've all been through in life. So we want to welcome you guys. It's an honor. We have an amazing guest that we're going to be hearing from this evening. So whether you're joining us live or on one of the recordings, the main VIP on this line is you. If you're here, yes, that's you right there watching this, and you're doing what literally 95, 98% of the planet don't do: show up and be with an open heart and open mind. So thank you for being here. And just a little promotion. Jim and myself, or Heidi, I normally have my co-host. Jim is actually presenting, Jim Rhodes. He's actually presenting at a Zalevo function right there in St. George this evening. Otherwise, he'd be here, or either Heidi or Carol, many of the amazing leaders in the company. So I had the honor to bring on board and interview one of our just incredibly dynamic ladies. And I just met this lady, beautiful soul, recently. And I said, you know, got to get you on here. We got to hear your story. I'm sure we'll be having her back on this as she builds even more of a story. And there'll be many of her team here. So we want to welcome you guys. So without further ado, one more thing. If you're watching this recording, then this is archived right there in our main wellness page and community with Zalevo. If you go to Facebook, it's Your Next Level -starts here. Your Next Level -starts here. Martha, you might want to mute your video just for the sake of, otherwise making us all dizzy there. Your Next Level starts here, and then, or you can go to the Team Z Global Impact on YouTube. We have a team channel on YouTube. It's called Team Z for Zalevo and Global Impact. And all these calls are also archived and interviewed there. So again, welcome, and we're glad you're here. So the guest we have to hear from this evening, Kimberly Pennie. She hails from up over in the beautiful city. It's close to Scottsdale. It's called Cave Creek, there in beautiful state of Arizona. She's been there over 2 decades now, Kimberly, you said? And prior to that, she grew up in the Jackson Hole, Wyoming area, which is absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. And she's also the proud mom and of Brent and Jake, 22, 26, and 16-year-old sons. She's happily married to the Miracle Man, and we'll hear more about that in a moment. His name is Todd. They've been together now for 19 years, and can't wait to hear more of that story. And she is, I love this about this beautiful lady, she's also a woman of faith, even deeper now than ever, because of some of the things that have happened in her life. And so many blessings tied to that journey. And she's also an amazing story around your own wellness. You've had actually 3 different heart surgeries, Kimberly, yourself. So we'll be hearing more about that. And also, let's put honor where honor is due. The reasons Kimberly even here in this community is because of the amazing Miss Amy Weaver. So thank you, Amy, for having the courage to reach out and share this. And is Amy sponsor Kathy Horn as well with these dynamic ladies, Kimberly?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
I think
but it's all tied to that. So from Jill and, you know, Kathy Horn, Amy, which led to you being on board here. So welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here.
Well, we're honored to have you here. So I guess to start off with, why are you so darn excited and passionate now? It's only been, if you're watching, it's only been, for goodness sakes, 8 weeks.
2 months. Yeah, 2 months. Well, I having I'm autoimmune, cardiomyopathy. I've had, 3 heart surgeries in my past, and I was not feeling well. I had gained all this weight. And I just didn't feel well. So I was spending a lot of time going to the doctors, and one of my friends, Amy, shared Zalevo with me. And at first I'm thinking, oh, okay, it's going to be one of those shakes. And I noticed fairly soon that I had lots of energy and I felt great. And it got better and better every day, putting 2 shakes in my body, doing all the whole program. I did the ultimate pack, I did the collagen, and I noticed my whole body transforming, but I noticed the way I felt. I just felt so great. I felt my whole demeanor, like I felt happier, calmer, more energy. I went from being sedentary to literally, I go hiking 4 times a week, 4 to 5 miles. And I'm somebody that wasn't hiking at all. So for me personally, it's been absolutely amazing. I know that it's doing incredible things in my body, absolutely. And then I was so excited about it. I shared it with hubby, and my hubby in 2018 caught that killer flu, and he was on life support for 3 months, in the hospital for 4. They tried to get me to take him off of life support about 7 different times. I had to really fight for him. And he's with us today, which is a miracle, but he has stage 4 kidney failure and he's missing half his lungs. And so I started him really slow with just 1 scoop in the morning and 1 in the evening. And he's been doing the burn and the collagen. And he said, honey, what is in this stuff? It's magic. And I go, well, it's just really good nutrition and minerals that we don't get from our food supply. And he's used to play hockey. So he still skates every day. And all his buddies at the hockey rink said, Todd, you can play a game, because his agility's better, his energy, he's handling the puck better. So anyway, he's elated, to say the least. And then it trickled down to my kids. My 26-year-old takes 2 shakes a day, and he started working out every day. And he's just a happier, spunkier kid. I really have noticed, and not just his muscle mass increasing, which he's very excited about, but his demeanor, and he's just happier and has a more positive vibe, energy, whatever you want to call it. There's a noticeable difference. And then my 16-year-old, who is on the spectrum, he was diagnosed with ODD, oppositional defiance disorder. It's been a little bit of a challenge for our family, especially with Todd and I, not having the things that we do. And so having a teenager, I know they're aliens anyway, but I knew something wasn't right. And he was formally diagnosed, and then he was getting in trouble at school. He wasn't happy. It was breaking my heart. And I knew that, kids don't get enough nutrition in them, even when we try as moms. Yep. And so it was actually my husband who kind of pushed my 16-year-old and said, hey, it'll make your muscles really big. And that's how we got him to try it. And he started taking the shakes. He does 2 a day. Then I started giving him a burn at night and a probiotic. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to try not to cry right now, but I have a different kid. His whole personality has changed. He's smiling. He's having long conversations with me with eye contact, wants to, allows me to hug him. I got a call from the principal of his school, and all she said to me, and when you get a call from the school, my heart sinks, because I'm like, oh no, what happened now? And it was the principal, and she said, look, I don't know what you're doing at home, but keep doing it because I've noticed a big difference and his teachers have too. Way to go, Mom. And I was like, oh, so anyway, just you can't put a price on that, and you can't put a price on your health. And so, I owe Zalevo a lot, and that's why I'm here today to tell the story, because if it can help one person who's maybe on the fence and wants to know, because there's so many products out there and it's hard to know. Trust me, I've spent thousands of dollars on my health. To have a product that you could put in your body and notice, like absolutely notice, that's huge. It's
It is
huge.
huge. It is huge, Kimberly. So with your permission, let's make sure we also talk about your even your mom's journey as well. But before we go there, though, let's rewind the clock a little bit. So I have to ask you a little more about your own journey, my friend. I mean, you mentioned 3 heart surgeries. So could you paint us a picture? Well, number one, I would love to know if wellness has always been part of kind of your growing up years. Was the awareness at a high level? Was it not even there? I know I grew up in the deep South where we thought a healthy breakfast was biscuits and gravy. And so what was your mindset even growing up there in Jackson Hole?
Well, I always ate fairly well. And as a young child, I never had any health problems. It started about, 20 years ago, when I was diagnosed with my first autoimmune disease, and you get one and you get others, and it affected my heart. And cardiomyopathy is basically hardening of the heart muscle. My father passed away at 62 with cardiomyopathy. And so I was dealt those cards, and I had an internet marketing company for 21 years, and I was forced to sell it because my heart was actually failing and my blood pressure was like 70/50. And anyhow, I had a brilliant heart surgeon. I didn't have a plumbing issue. I had an electrical issue. Go figure. I still don't have any rhythm. But no, my heart's good. But you go through these challenges in life, and I'm a fighter, so I do lots of research. I'm a product research junkie, if you will. And I've literally, when I tell you I've spent thousands, I mean, I've spent over $100,000 on different things over the years. And so I know, and I'm so cautious with my health, just from when I'm eating, that I'm eating clean and organic and as little processed foods as possible. But at the same time, I know that, when you don't get the minerals in your food supply, you need to supplement. And so all of those things. And I learned too that, a calcium and magnesium deficiency can cause heart arrhythmias. And I was having heart arrhythmias, but I just ignored them. And what happens is every time you've got a heart arrhythmia, it can cause scar tissue in your heart. So I'm very cautious and respectful of my body now.
Yeah, obviously, and you're that those cards were dealt you, and you had to deal with them. And because I'm sure there's so many people that say, well, and you're a living example of the answer to this question. A lot of us get asked, or maybe somebody's watching this and asking the same question. Well, Kimberly and Robert, I eat clean, I even eat organic, I take care of myself, etc. So what would you tell them from your own life experience? I think you just did, but how would you kind of drive that point home?
I think I read somewhere you had to eat, that if you ate a bowl of spinach 30 years ago, you'd have to eat like 30 bowls today to equal the same nutrition. I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't
30,
take
40. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that we're not getting the right nutrients in our food supply anymore. And I think that's why so many of us are sick. I mean, you've got the overabundance of chemicals all around our environment. And if we're malnourished, our bodies aren't going to detox properly. I just know through my own experience, I mean, I've literally had my blood looked at, and I had Roundup in my blood. And I'm like, Roundup, I only eat organic. Well, it's in the air. So we're getting metals in the air, we're getting chemicals in the air. And so you have to, I mean, to survive in this type of environment with all of these challenges hitting you, you have to find the right nutrition to put in your body. And if we're not getting minerals from our vegetables that we're eating and they're not in the soil, you have got to supplement. We can't absorb our vitamins without minerals.
Well, look at this beautiful example right in your own home. So I'm assuming you were eating as clean as you could, as healthy as you can, not just you, but so I'm assuming so was Todd, so was Jake, so was Brent. And I'm assuming your mom was probably doing the best she could too. And look at all those examples of your most precious people in your life, Kimberly.
Absolutely. Yeah, my mom, she's 82. I love my mom. And all I did is give her one bag of shake. And I go, Mom, just try it, just do a little bit at a time, don't drink a whole shake right away, go slow. And anyway, she just did her 2 scoops and had her shakes. And it was kind of funny. She ran out and didn't tell me. And she's had some health markers that have been questionable that she's been struggling with. In fact, I've been in the ER with her a few times the past 6 years. They've been having trouble controlling some of those markers. And anyway, she ran out and then she asked for some more shake, and her health markers were high. And she was doing the shake, and I guess they went down to a normalized level. And then when she stopped, they went back up, and she got back on the shake, and she said, "Oh, can I have the whole thing?" So I go, "Okay, Mom." So we got her an ultimate pack. So she could experience all the products, and I added the collagen, and my mom is a raving Zalevo fan now. And not only that, she said that she's 82. I'm not kidding you. She is walking on her treadmill 30 minutes a day. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, you can't.
I mean, you can't put a price on that. Well, what's your mom's name?
Lori.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What a trooper. Sounds like 82 years young.
82 years young. Yeah.
That's amazing. And again, I know we talked about this. In case you're watching this, we always say we don't treat, diagnose, prescribe, cure any darn thing. We simply give the body what it needs, the God-given nutrients it needs to be the miracle it was designed to be. There's our disclaimer. There we go. So I know we talked about these, we call them markers, or we talked about Jake's journey with some of the spectrum type issues that he faces. And just to have your son express himself, just that alone is, you can't put a price on that.
I wasn't expecting it. And I knew he would be healthier, but it's not a small change.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a small change. And I feel like, oh my gosh, get this nutrition out to all these parents. They need it. People need this nutrition. And, that's why I started sharing, because, we're not selling, we're saving.
Yeah, amen to that. We're on a mission here with this community for sure. Also, I'd love to dig a little deeper. You even had to start with kids' gloves or in smaller doses with your own hubby. He's going through a very pronounced health journey as well.
Yes. Yeah, with stage 4, he's not yet on dialysis and he's never going to be. I'm pronouncing it out there. But you have to start really slow. He can't handle a lot of protein at once.
Yeah.
So that's why I started him slow, and he does 1 scoop in the morning and 1 at night. And oh, he feels so much better. And it's very difficult for somebody with kidney problems to get protein in that they desperately need. And this is just amazing for him in terms of how his body is handling it. His body loves it and he feels good. And, sometimes if he eats certain foods, he will actually get sick because his body isn't able to process, but his body is doing amazing with this nutrition. So it's pretty exciting.
Don't you feel, Kimberly, it speaks to the power of how available this is and how easy it is for the body just to absorb what's in our products, and especially in our full spectrum shake. So what would you tell somebody who, for lack of a better way of saying it, has some concerns, has questions, not quite sure, that's maybe looking at this for the first time?
Well, I would say get with the person who shared it with you and have them open a discussion and talk about the ingredients, talk about your challenges. Don't be afraid. You can start slow if you're scared. I know people with different health afflictions are very nervous to try supplements, especially people with autoimmune, especially me. I'm very reactive to a lot of things. But I mean, when you're dealing with, the fact it's non-GMO, there's no sugar, you've got, you microanalyze for herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, like all that is huge. When you have autoimmune, you can't afford to make a mistake in what you're eating. And what really excited me is how meticulous this company was with the quality assurance. But also what I was very impressed with is the amount of minerals, expensive minerals. This shake, they have really put some fantastic ingredients in this shake. And at first I was like, no, that can't be real. And, one of my autoimmunes is Hashimoto's. So I have a hypothyroid issue. And I've had to adjust my hypothyroid medicine. And that's a positive thing. So I know, just putting this nutrition in and getting natural iodine, because a lot of people with hypothyroid have selenium and iodine deficiency. So I always went to naturopaths and they supplemented, but to have it all in one shake, no more handfuls, like literally 2 handfuls of pills.
Yeah,
you can drink it in the shake and get everything the body needs. And I was impressed that it's a full spectrum, and I think it's the only full spectrum shake on the market with everything the body needs. So
yeah, of this type, there are other full spectrum, but again, you look at the quality and the potency and the dosages of all these different minerals and nutrients. So that's what separates us. And just for those watching this, maybe aren't as familiar, we talk about the shake a lot here on this interview. There are minerals literally at a high level throughout the whole product line, except for the biomes, for obvious reasons. Our biomes, which I know you heard Kimberly mention the probiotics for one of the key products for Jake as well, or anybody for that matter. But the biomes are just loaded with those wonderful, we have the daily, all those 10 different bacteria in there, and then you have the trim, which is specific for that visceral fat. But again, and then all the other products have that high dose. We've interviewed several chiropractors. Some of the chiropractors, Kimberly, just so you know, because you're new as well, some of the chiropractors who are heavy and really promote minerals, they're one of our favorite chiros. his favorite is the fortitude for minerals and the adaptogen. So it's throughout the line because they're called essential minerals for a reason. Because they help accompany everything into the cells. There's so much here. There's so much science and thought and that's gone into this. So I guess the last question is, what do you see happening? I mean, you started with your immediate, closest loved ones, friends, and family. What do you see impact-wise that's going to be happening between you and your community, even our company at large, over the next 6 months, the next 6 years, the next 20 years? Do you have a vision attached to this already a bit?
I learned a long time ago that we're just so not in control of our lives. And I've had so many redirects from God I was going to go to vet school and then started an internet marketing company and now doing this and doing that. And so I've learned, yes, my vision would be, I really want to share this with everybody, moms who are having challenges getting good nutrition in their kiddos, because there really isn't any. It tastes so good. It tastes like it should be naughty, like it's going to be huge caloric. I mean, it tastes wonderful. And for my kids to both love it, that's huge. But to share it, why wouldn't I want to? For me, when you have something that works for you and you don't share, to me, that's kind of selfish. I can't help myself. If I hear somebody complain about something, or I always share, because you never know. I always think, wow, what if they didn't share with me? And Amy shared with me more than once. And at first I was like, because I've been let down in the past with products that I've taken. And I was just like, oh no. And she kept coming and she kept touching with me. And then finally I go, you know what? Okay. I don't know what it was. I just said, okay. And so just don't give up on people. And no just means not yet. That's the truth of it, because people need this and they don't always know what they need. And they don't know it's the real deal until they get it in their body. So that's what I would say. And so I'll be sharing this till the cows come home.
I love it. And there's lots of cows on a mission, human beings on a mission. So
yeah,
I love it. So let's see, any questions? Yeah, just a lot of people sending love and light on the and the Facebook community as well. So I just thank you for being who you are. You are a ray of sunshine and light, and you truly are a servant leader. And as our friend Jim Rohde talks about, Kimberly, seriously, the best just got better. And 1 second, there we go. Sorry about that. And just thanks for being on this Zoom tonight. And we always do end with a kind of yelling out our favorite core value, which is force for good. So I'm going to unmute the line here, guys. Those of you who are on the Zoom live, feel free to unmute for a moment. And let me just ask everybody to unmute. There we go. All right, guys, feel free to chime in here. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, yell out force for good. Again, this is available on the Facebook pages and the YouTube channel. So love and lights. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Kim.
Force for good.
Force for good.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kimberly. Love and light to you.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you,
Actually,
Robert.
let's all do that one more time. I'm in the next 1, 2, 3, then say your thanks, your love you, whatever you want to say to Miss Beautiful Kimberly. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Thank
Love
you.
you, Kimberly.
Aw,
Thanks for sharing.
love you too.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Bye-bye, thanks.
Bye.